So something's been really bothering me lately, and that is how bad these Hobbit collector boosters are. Um, gist of this video is gonna be don't buy these. These are these are horrible, and I'm gonna talk about why. And first, disclaimer: if you love The Hobbit, if Lord of the Rings stuff is your life, then whatever, go for it. Maybe that's the reason the prices are like that. But I don't think so. I think a lot of people that are buying these are expecting one thing, but are going to be disappointed in the long term. So, come with me. Let's take those UB glasses off and look at this as if all of these were in universe. I don't know. Let's try to be as objective as possible, which actually is impossible if I'm going to ignore the fact that it's Hobbit related. But I do believe that, I'm firm in my decision making here. Anyways, so what are the best cards you can get from a Hobbit collector box? Well, from the main set, the Hobbit, it's going to be these three: the Surge foil, book covers, and the Arkenstone in Surge. Great. They look cool. Awesome. They're very well. Gleaming Splendor is generically strong in every white deck. Arkenstone is a little less strong and a little more specific, but I guess people like it. It's the mythic rock of the set. But all three of these can also be pulled in play boxes. Well, not really. You can't get Surge foil, which has been the designated collector box foil treatment, but you can get variants of these. You can get the non-foil or even the foil version in less than 1% of boosters. If you open up a booster pack, you can see written on the side of it, foil book cover variants in less than 1% of boosters, which is not impossible. It's open 100 packs, which is, not honestly not that bad compared to other hits, and you'll find one. And the price discrepancy is fair. $75 versus $500. With a premium treatment like this is kind of the norm. You'll find a lot of non-foils be completely worth little compared to their foil variants. But the point being is that the top three hits for the Hobbit set, we'll get into that a little bit later, are going to be available in play booster, which is obvious, but not all sets, have that same pattern. For example, Strixhaven, they had the Japanese Mystical Archives, which, you can get Mystical Archive cards in play boosters. You can't get any of those Japanese versions in play boosters. Those are one per collector pack, which is already very generous and, impossible to get in play boosters. If you don't buy the collector pack, you can't get the card at all, or you can't get that art. And this is the Collecto channel. I'm focusing on collecting. And if an artwork is unique to a product, that makes that product a lot more appealing. And a lot more, I don't want to say exclusive, but it's a lot more coveted in that regard. So, putting the UB glasses back on for a little bit. I promise this is just going to be the little bit. Let's compare this to the other two Lord of the Rings collector booster products. Without a doubt, the holiday edition to the right there, probably the best collector booster box product ever made. It has unique treatments for the Silver Scrolls artworks of every single card, which I don't like. I think the left-to-right border is just a little bit too thick. Not a little bit. It's like triple the width of what it should be. But anyways, it also has the poster versions of a lot of powerful cards, serialized versions of those cards. I didn't put it here, but it also had serialized versions of the box toppers that are available in the main set, and also like a bonus sheet kind of thing for these collector packs, which include Pact of Negation and Diabolic Intent. Just powerful cards, all with unique art. Every single card in this is only available in that artwork in these holiday boosters. So it's just the best one. Let's compare these two. These are going to be more, apples to apples. Lord of the Rings collector boosters also had a box topper available in their products. And And again, this box topper was available in play boxes. But the big thing to note is that Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, in their Realms and Relics box topper, they had a crazy lineup. They had Ancient Tomb, along with all of these: Cavern of Souls, Gemstone Caverns, Ozolith, Shadowspear, The Great Henge. These are all $40+ cards that are staples in Commander, as well as, just other formats that allow them, just because they're powerful cards. A lot of the bonus sheet is like this. There's like Sword of Hearth and Home. Honestly, that's like the biggest other thing I can think of, but you get the point. Contrasting that is the Hobbit box topper lineup, which, going back to the other one, these are all unique arts, and you get them in foil. Compare that to the Hobbit box topper lineup, which is also unique arts and foil, but they're all reprints from Lord of the Rings, which is fair. But, I'll get that to the problem in a second. The gist is, they both have good art and strong cards. The problem is that the first one, Lord of the Rings, has more powerful, generically strong cards that are, have a wide appeal and a wide use case. The Hobbit has the One Ring, Delighted Halfling, Orcish Bowmasters, and then the rest are just commanders. Like, you only need one of these, if that, because most of the time they're so specific. Like the top hits, if we look before, Tom Bombadil, Sauron, Aragorn. These are commanders. If you're not running them at the helm of your deck, you're probably not running them at all. Compare that to Lord of the Rings, their box toppers, Ancient Tomb, Cavern of Souls, The Great Henge, Shadowspear. Like, these are cards that are being thrown into like whatever deck you can, I think the most niche one might be the Ozolith, I guess. Maybe Gemstone Caverns if you like. I don't know. Don't like it, I mean. The Ozolith deals with counters. So if your deck doesn't run counters, or if your deck's not green for the Great Henge, you won't run those. But again, like, these are just staple cards in Commander. There are no staples in the Hobbit box topper lineup, except Delighted Halfling, the One Ring, and maybe Orcish Bowmasters. So what I also want to talk about is the exclusive arts available in these products. I raved about how Lord of the Rings Special Edition had so many unique arts, but if we go back to Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, you'll see only 3. Well, kind of. There's also the One Ring, which we're just going to ignore. Post Malone has that. But there's 3 unique arts in, that are only available in collector boosters. They're all Soul Ring, so it's kind of just one card, but it's unique art, nevertheless. You can also get these in serialized versions, and it's quite a large amount. I mean, bottom right there, you see that Soul Ring, which I believe is a human Soul Ring, is out of 900. So 1,900 serialized cards are available in these products. That's a good amount, considering the fact that headliners are only limited to 500 nowadays. Compare that. Sorry, we're going to count this as 6 different variants. I know it's like only 3 unique arts, but serialized are kind of their own category. And as a collector, I hold them to a higher standard. I don't know. They appreciate better. That could be a whole different video. Anyways, we're going to say 6, but it's really 3. So I'm going to count it as 3. But mentally, I think of it as 6. Anyways, Hobbit has 5 unique arts in the Dwarven language cards. The most important one being Mox Amber in the top left there. Yeah. I mean, there's also a staple. There's Arcane Signet, which is also a staple. The middle one's kind of just for dwarf decks, I'm pretty sure. Reaver Cleaver is pretty useful, the second one. Treasure Vault's kind of niche. Anyways. These are also pretty good. Like, I won't downplay them. Mox Amber hasn't been reprinted. It's like a very expensive card, and we just got great art of it in a special treatment. Like, that is something to seek after. But running up the totals, we have 3 exclusive arts plus the One Ring for the Lord of the Rings set, and then for the Hobbit, we have 5 exclusive arts plus the Headliner Smog card, which also has a larger count, which is like almost 500. So, kind of 6. So 4, not really 4, kind of closer to 3, and then 6. Okay, so The Hobbit has more exclusive arts. It's potentially a better product than The Lord of the Rings, disregarding the fact that the box topper selection, which is also available in the packs, not just in the box topper pack, is stronger for the Lord of the Rings set. So maybe they're 1-to-1 here in that regard. I still believe that the Lord of the Rings set is stronger just because of those box toppers, which are just insane. But, you can give and take there. But let's compare that to the last 3 collector booster products. Marvel had 16 unique, exclusive arts to collector boosters, primarily due to the 2 Soul Stone variants. Actually, no. We're counting the Thanos Soul Stone variant, but the weird, full art textless one is the +1 at the end. Any headliners, I'm counting as +1s. You'll see at the bottom there, Turtles had 4 different headliners, so it's a +4. So really, let's just add those up. There's 17 in Marvel Superheroes, 66 in Secrets of Strixhaven, and sorry, there should actually be an asterisk after 65, and I'll get to that in a second. And then 29 exclusive arts for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, primarily due to the pixel variants and, the Japanese alters. Marvel Superheroes, every single pack has a guaranteed, bonus sheet card, where it's the comic book cover. What was it? It was source material cards. For Strixhaven, you get 65, mostly due to the Japanese Mystical Archive variants, which are, again, guaranteed 1 per pack. So just for those reasons alone, Marvel Superheroes and Secrets of Strixhaven just have a little bit of more appeal. Sorry. Because you get 1 guaranteed special treatment that is most often limited to 1 per box. I've had friends open up a Marvel Superheroes playbox. I've had friends open up a Marvel Superheroes playbox and get no bonus sheet cards. And then if you go to Secrets of Strixhaven, you can't even get Japanese Mystical Archives, much less the Silver Scroll versions, which do have texture on them. So I guess what I'm getting at here is, maybe those 2 are outliers, but the last set before that, Marvel Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, somehow managed to have more exclusive artworks in their product than The Hobbit. And yeah, I guess the audience is different, but if the audience for The Hobbit is so much greater, why did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get 25 new exclusive artworks? The Hobbit only get 5. Maybe The Hobbit got more, maybe they're counting that bonus sheet, the box toppers list, because that's a hefty amount. But those box toppers are also available kind of, 1 of 1 in play boxes. So what's going on? The gist of this is I don't think the value is there for these Hobbit boxes. I mean, sure, if you want search foils, the chance of a search foil box topper and the Dwarven language cards, then just go for it. But there's, when 2 out of 5 Dwarven language cards are kind of whiffs, you're also not even guaranteed a Dwarven language card. I think the only guarantees are 1 Surge box topper, maybe. There's always kind of an average. Like Bloomburrow, you would get pretty much an average of 1 anime gilded foil card per box. So those are great. A wide selection of those. But here, you can get a Surge foil box topper that you could get a foil of anyways if you bought a play box, or more specifically 4 play boxes, which is the same price as 1 collector box right now. So, that's what you're considering here. You're going to get 1 box topper pack when you get a collector box, and that's going to leave you with the opportunity to get 3 more box toppers from the box itself. Will you get 3 box toppers that are so good that they just... Will you get more than 3 box toppers, actually, that just outvalue the playbox? Maybe. Maybe you value these surge foils a lot more than I do. But this point of needing unique artwork, I think I'm valid in that. The fact that this set only has 5 is just insane. The appeal just isn't there for Hobbit collector boosters, especially for the prices they're going for. And, you know, as someone who loves buying collector boxes, this set is almost definitely a skip. I say that after opening my 2 collector boosters, which I got for 45 each for my LGS, thankfully. And you know, I technically did make my money back just because of that as well. I hit pretty well, but would I suggest you get a box? No, absolutely not. Just go for play boxes. These Hobbit collector boosters are not great. Go get save up for Star Trek, which might also not be great, but who knows? They're still spoiling a bunch of stuff. But the point is, when the play boxes start getting better and better artworks and getting access to book cover arts and a box topper booster, like a box topper pack, even, the value of the collector boosters starts dropping. Like, why would I get a collector booster just for, I guess, surges and a Dwarven language card, which is not worth it for me. I don't know. You decide. That's my input. Hobbit collector boxes, not it. Play boxes, fun, potentially. I had a pretty weird box. You can see that video on my channel, but yeah, like, this is not a great box. We're hoping for better for Reality Fracture and Star Trek. I think if Hobbit collector boxes had a source material bonus sheet again with Hildebrand art, I don't know if that exists, but I'm just spinning from the top of my head, or some kind of exclusive, I don't know, artwork slot. Maybe if they didn't have box toppers and instead of box toppers were just in collector packs, sure, like, absolutely it should be this price. But box toppers are available in any play box. So really, there's no point. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care about the Dwarven language cards. But anyways, that's about it. I feel like I'm rambling on at this point because it's just so crazy to me. Like, the value is not there. These prices are not justified. I think that it's kind of a nostalgia bait scenario here. If you're a fan of The Hobbit, you're probably thinking the price is good. But you know, in terms of singles, long term, these prices, I don't believe in them. Maybe if there were serialized cards, even. I think there's just a lot of opportunities that were missed. At least the first Lord of the Rings had serialized cards, but this one has none. Not even Smog is serialized, even though they said literally there are less than 500 copies of it. Okay, I guess. All right, that'll be it.